We had cheers for Reindeer Games. I'm sure we're going to hear questions about your different films. I'm curious for you, Danny. What is the one film that you get the most fans coming up to you and being like, "Hey, it's you from that thing"?
Spy Kid. Spy Kid, Heat, and Machete.
Yes.
And I want everybody here to email Robert Rodriguez and tell him, let's do Machete 3. Facebook.
Absolutely. Now, one last question before we get to our audience questions. Of course, you've been here, you've been signing autographs at Fan Expo. Of course, at Fan Expo at Vancouver Convention Center, the staff here are very good at making sure that we keep, dangerous weapons and things not from inside a convention. Out of curiosity, though, have you ever autographed an actual machete?
I should have taken out stocks in Machete. I have signed so many of them. I've signed them on the street. Guys are, wait, run to their truck.
Anybody else would be like, man, there's someone running towards me with a machete. You're like, you got a Sharpie? Wow. Thank you, Danny. You know what, let's dive right into our audience questions. Again, I'm so good. Standing room only here at the convention center. Let's start over here. Now, for all of our audience questions, as loudly and as clearly as possible. Also enunciate if possible. Please say your name and your question. Name and your question, and I may repeat the question if needed. We'll start over here and we'll bounce back and forth. Hello.
Snorlax.
Yes, great quote.
Hey, Daniel.
Thanks for coming.
Hey, Uncle Machete. My name's Cody, and my question for you, and I hope no one has asked it for you at the table, but are you planning on bringing a Trejo Tacos to Vancouver? I think it would go very well.
Yes.
We've been talking about it, and Rodney, I got a couple of friends here that are actually builders and have a couple of restaurants, so we might be bringing one here. I'm going to come back in a couple of months.
That's almost a verbal. I love it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Over here. Hello.
Hi, my name is Leire, and I'm from Spain, so can I ask you a question in Spanish? Maybe? Or have you ever been, I've seen you in a lot of films, and most of them you're a really intimidating character. Have you ever been asked to do a character that is, like, nicer?
Great question. Have you?
Hey, I did a movie called, it was with Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Shout it out if you know it.
And I played it like the nice guy. She'd gotten out of prison. What was her name? She'd gotten out of prison, and I was trying to help her. Everybody else was using her and abusing her. I was like the nice guy. I kept asking Robert, come on, let me touch her or something.
Was it Sherry Baby?
Sherry Baby.
Sherry Baby, there we go.
And then I had to give her a bath. She came in from being on the street for a week or something, and she was like, well, I had to give her a bath. And Laurie Collier, the director, said, cut, wait a minute. Cut. Laurie said, Danny, you don't look like you're being helpful. Damn, look at her. I didn't even talk about her. But so I had to like just kind of act like it didn't faze me that she was naked, you know.
That's where the real acting had to come in.
So that's where I had to act like I was waiting for a bus.
Take 40. Okay, I guess if I have to.
But she was beautiful. She's awesome. Great actress.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Danny. The name is Kyle. My question is, for the many characters that you played, many of which were killed off, Heat, Predators, Dusk Till Dawn, just to name a few, how do you prepare for your last scene?
I died. You know, it's something. It's like you know, I get out of whatever scene I'm in, especially if it's like brutal or mean or a lot of that life I live, you know, and like my daughter and my mom, they could never watch the Death in Heat, you know.
Yeah, that's what my real question is. It's like, especially in Heat.
Yeah, well, you know what? And I said, what's wrong with it? And they kind of said, well, that's the way we thought you were going to end. You know, so I guess it's tough for them, but check cleared.
Works for me.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Hello over here.
Hey Danny, my name is Chloe. I've been following your career since I was alive, I swear. With all the credits and success that you've had, you've turned that into a lot of charitable works. You've been able to give back so much. But to get to where you are, you've had a tumultuous history. Would you change anything to get to where you are now?
Great question.
Yeah, I'd like to be Ben Affleck married to J-Lo. You know what? I don't think so, because I think that you know, I'm right where I'm supposed to be, and I enjoy what I do, and I do what I enjoy. You know, I wake up in the morning feeling good, and I know that the good Lord's got a good day for me, and all day today I've been with a lot of love. So you know, my kids are doing great, and my son's a director, my daughter works in production, my other son's a gamer, so they're, you know, yeah, shit, he's got more money than I do. I mean, I used to get mad at him, hey, why don't you do some work?
Thank you. Great question. Thank you. Well, though I do have a question, you know, based on that. You know, again, now here, you know, in this phase of your career, again, you're a restaurateur. You still act very regularly. You also own your own record label. You own your own record label, putting out music by Baby Bash and Frankie J. Yeah, right. Woo, where are my Frankie J?
And more, you know, in fact, we're having a concert in down in LA on March 9th.
Wow. If anybody happens to be in LA on March 9th, check out this concert. I guess my question is, you know, why so busy? Why do you enjoy staying this busy? Do you ever find yourself thinking, maybe I need to, you know, take a break, relax?
They told me a long time ago, a busy man has time to do everything. And I just, if I'm not, you know, working on a car, I own cars. So I think people have to stay busy. It's important, and like my kids all have a pretty good work ethic because, you know, I mean, I don't, what do you call it, neglect anything. I don't have to neglect anything. You can't neglect the home, you can't neglect the parents,
right.
You know, but you got to get stuff done, and I like getting things done.
I'm glad, and it's also very apparent that you love your children and that you're proud of them as well. And I think that's so important too.
Yeah, my son, like I said, he's in the DGA now, so all he does is direct me.
Wonderful, thank you. Hello, next question over here.
Hi there, Danny. My name is John. I appreciate your answer on the taco question, but I'm a donut guy myself. Any chance that we will see a Trejo's Donuts coming to Vancouver?
If I come, the donuts come. Let me tell you something. Boy, I got a pineapple fritter that if you eat more than 2, you need rehab. That's good.
Thank you. Much I think it's me.
Thank you. I'm very curious, have you had any of the Vancouver donuts here?
Oh yeah, no. You've got, what's the name of it? Morton, yeah. Morton, yeah.
Well, there's a Tim Hortons. There's also Lee's Donuts in Granville Island. There's Cartem's. What was that one? Oh, yeah, Cartem's. Everybody on the count of 3, shout out your favorite donuts. 1, 2, 3.
Trejo!
I love it. Over here, hello.
Hey, well, Danny, it's Javier. So a lot of people recognize you for Brooklyn Nine-Nine, being the dad. You just mentioned obviously Machete, but me personally, growing up, you were Theo, bro, from Spy Kids. It shows through the movies that you are a family man, and again, you just explained you were like that with your own kids. Do you ever, with during those sets of the Spy Kids, did you ever spend time with the cast and crew as well, or was it just, I'm here for the paycheck, let's go home?
Well, I'm always there for the paycheck. But yeah, we spent a lot of time together. It's like those 2 kids became family. And my kids know them, and we kind of grew up with them. In fact, when we did Machete Kills, we hired Derek, right? The little boy. But he was already a guy, a man. And then so Alexa said, Robert, come on, how come I can't be in Machete Kills? And it's kind of a grown-up movie. And she goes, I'm 25! So, oh yeah, can we tell they were 12? And so she jumps out of the van after she put her wardrobe on and goes, Uncle Machete, look what Robert's got me wearing. And she pulls her coat away and she's got those chaps on with no back. The whole crew goes, oh my God! And it was, we had so much fun. They had, when they were little, when we were doing Spy Kids, they had a jar. It was called the Dirty Word Jar. And anytime you said a cuss word, you had to put $1 in. Hey, them kids made bank. So now, I always pick a couple of people out of every movie that I do, and they're just buddies. I got a friend of mine, Donald Lowe. We did Reindeer Games, and we've been best friends. In fact, I wrote a book called Trejo, My Life of Crime, Redemption in Hollywood, and he helped me write it. And so, a brilliant writer.
Thank you. Over here, hello.
Hola, Senor Kukui. Hello, Danny. I hope you're doing well today. I know I'm one from Once Upon a Time in Mexico, so I should have been watching it 12 years old when it came out. But I wanted to ask, is there any collaborator that you've worked with or someone that you wanted to work with that you would love to work with again before you, let's say, retire in the next few years, maybe?
Anybody, right?
Quentin Tarantino again, like you did from Dusk Till Dawn?
I've never had a problem with the people I would have problems like some of the actors. They think they're tough, but
fair enough.
No, but not with production inside the jet. I just show up. I've got this thing that actors act. Keep your opinion to yourself. Directors direct. They got opinions. That makes it real simple. Thank you. Director asking something, and a lot of people, I'll tell people, I think we should do this. when we did a movie called Blood In, Blood Out. Blood In, Blood Out, Taylor Hackford had me as a technical advisor because I had happened to have been in that prison before. You know, so we knew all about San Quentin and he needed help.
Thank you. Great question.
Gracias, Danny, and thank you again for making me get a Titty Twister shirt, honestly, by the way.
I understand, Danny, if you, I completely understand if you can't answer this question. Frankly, I may ask you backstage, but you just mentioned, there are some actors who think they're tougher than they are.
Oh, yeah. No,
Is there...
every once in a while you have to pull somebody aside and tell them, hey, I'll beat you to death.
Nah, we don't need names. Let's not.
This one guy was a brake cylinder. I hit you with this brake cylinder. You know what I'm saying? Some people, it's like they get into this character and they have to stay in this character. And it's like, we're at lunch, you idiot. For me, and I understand, but sometimes I have to go. Well, we did a movie like Con Air.
Oh, yes.
And in Con Air, they got every one of the tough guy in Hollywood and put him on the plane. We had two people on that show that were really tough. We had Benny Urquidez, who was Benny the Jet, who was 5-time world kickboxing champion, who was also John Cusack Sensei, who was also a badass. And every lunch, Benny would come and we would go and train, right?
Sorry, one second. Are folks able to hear us okay? We're able to a little bit closer with the microphone.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, I'm sorry. And so he said, Dan, because those guys are all having contests, and they were. If you spit, somebody would spit further, and then you'd have a spitting contest. You had push-ups, you had push-up contests, and all this. And I said, what is it? And he said, Danny, you're a bad sport. And what do you mean? You grew up with my older brother, and I did. His older brother was a 5-time black belt. And you guys don't play fair. So we weren't allowed to be in any contest.
Tough but fair. Thank you. Over here, hello.
Hey Danny, my name's Steven. Thank you, by the way, for signing my butcher knife. Oh yeah, it's perfect in the kitchen. Speaking of toughness, I'd love to see Machete 3. And my question is, who would you choose if you had the whole plethora of Hollywood villains, movie monsters? Who would you love to see Machete take on?
God, I don't care. I killed so many people in Machete, and Machete kills that, just put them in front of me, I'll chop them up. It's so funny. I'm the only one to ever kill Steven Seagal on film.
Wow. That is amazing. Thank you. Great question.
Thank you very much.
Bouncing back over here.
Hi, Danny. My name is Rain, with the love of my life. Here's Sandra. I wanted to ask you more of an origin question of where your career started, but I wanted to ask, is it true you accidentally landed a role in Runaway Train, and how did that accident come to play?
Well, I was working with a kid. It was a drug counselor, still a drug counselor. And I was working with this kid, and he got me into doing extra. And he called me and said, hey, we're doing this thing, and there's a lot of blow down here. Come hang out with me. I went down to hang out with him, and it was on the movie set of a movie called Runaway Train, John Boyd and Eric Roberts. And when I walked on the set, immediately the PAs, or the AD, or whatever the guy's name is, but he said, hey, you want to be in this movie? That's what I got to do. He said, I can you act like a convict? I thought San Quentin folds something back. I'll give it a shot.
So I've been to that acting.
I took off my shirt and I got that big tattoo in the middle. It said tattoo. This guy came, hey, you're Danny Trejo. I go, yeah. He said, I saw you win the lightweight and the welterweight title up in San Quentin. I said, you're Eddie Bunker. I knew this guy. Me and my uncle had bought a robbery from this guy in 1962. And he goes, yeah, we started talking, and then he said, Danny, are you still boxing? I said, hell no, I'm 40 years old. Tired of getting hit in the face. He said, we need somebody to train one of the actors how to box. I said, what's he pay? Because they were going to give me $50 for acting like a convict. We laughed because we've been doing that forever for free. And he said, $320 a day. When he said that, I said, how bad you want this guy beat up? You know, I was making that much money a week. And I started training a kid named Eric Roberts how to box for the movie Runaway Train. And Eric was a movie star. And movie stars can be a little hard to handle sometimes. And Eric seemed to do whatever I told him to do, so the director hired me. I'll never forget when he hired me, it's like, he goes, you be in movie. You fight Eric in movie. Because he was Russian, and this was his first American movie. And then he goes, and you be my friend. Now, if you come from a prison background, you be my friend is a red flag. Sorry. No. Let's go over the rules, huh? And then he kisses me on both cheeks and walks away. And I told Eddie, look, I'm going to train the kid for $320. But if I'm going to be kissing that old man, he better come up with some more money. He's European. If I would have known what that old man did for me with that SAG card, I'd have come over and washed his back every night. My whole life changed.
Now that is an origin story. Over here, hello.
Hi, Danny. I'm Sarah. And the first time I saw you as an actor was in From Dusk Till Dawn, playing Razor Charlie, the saloon's bartender. And this was also your first film that you were in that was directed by Robert Rodriguez, who is your second cousin and a good friend of yours. But you've been in many of his movies ever since. So I'm just wondering how your experience has been working together on so many films together and being so close with one another.
You know, and that we have developed a great relationship. But my first film with him was Desperado. Then we did From Dusk to Dawn. And
oh, I didn't know that.
From Dusk to Dawn, it's funny. When Dusk to Dawn, if you watch From Dusk to Dawn, when you see Selma Hayek pouring that whiskey down her,
a little bit closer to the microphone.
Thank you. Pouring that whiskey down her leg, and watch all the men in the audience. They're all going.
I heard that Quentin Tarantino demanded to be the guy in that because it's a foot fetish.
Yes. Quentin is like
people were fighting for that. Who was going to be on Selma Hayek's foot?
Well,
Quentin Tarantino got it.
I think 90% of the guys on that set asked for me that. That was so much fun.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I have a quick follow-up question on that, though. Do you of course you've worked with Robert Rodriguez. You now worked with your son and your children. As a father and a family man, how important is it for you to now, at this stage of your career, again, get to enjoy, sharing your love, your passion of acting with other members of your family?
You know what, my son, he helped me. I mean, he's amazing. And he did a film that was called From a Son. And it was about It's basically about this dad whose son is using drugs, and he's he overdosed. And my mom always said that when something happened to me and I was on the street at night, she would be asleep. She would wake up and know something was wrong, And my son put that in the movie. It's the only movie I've ever cried in. The bad guy don't cry. And I wanted to cry kind of like John. All right, Pilgrim, we gotta get going. That's the way I wanted to cry. But all week he kept showing me baby pictures. Remember this, Dad, when I broke my arm in there? So when it came time to cry, I asked his friend who had buried him, "Did you kill my son?" And she said, "No, I loved him. My own." She said, "I lost him. I'm done. Booger cry. This was not no, there was nothing tough about it." And then I couldn't stop. He said, "Cut, okay, cut." Yeah, it was really
beautiful.
I grew up in a family that men don't cry.
Me too.
Boy, they do when they get started.
Thank you. I'm glad that we can change that. Absolutely.
But the movie called From the Sun, and it's going to be going to, what do you call it?
VOD?
The fundraiser. No, what?
Sundance?
Music, no. Well, they come out with Sundance.
Perfect. From a Sun. Thank you. We will keep an eye out for it. Thank you for sharing. Over here again. Thank you.
In the Spy Kids movie, how did you get the map of Floop's castle?
Thank you. Great question.
I don't have any idea. All I remember is putting a lot of dollars in that bucket. But that movie was so much fun, and Robert would make up stuff as we go. So it wasn't like you could prepare. Cause something, wait, let's do this. And, okay, so all of a sudden we're on some island. But that movie was a lot of fun. And the thing is, that movie is, I still have kids 5, 6, 7 years old coming up saying, "I love you" in Spy Kids. And they're still seeing it, they're still watching it. I think all 4 movies are probably the best babysitters in the world. Because you're 6, what are you, my babysitter? But all then they go make out, whatever.
Thank you. Now, I believe that we are coming up shortly to time, but I think that if we move quickly, we should be able to get to everybody, at least in this line. We should be able to get to everybody. We're going to see if we can get through as many as we can on this opposite side. So let's bounce back over here.
How did you voice any animated characters you voiced? How many animated characters did you voice?
He's curious about how many animated characters have you voiced throughout your career?
I couldn't even start. It goes all the way back to when they started. Hi, I work for Strickland Propane. Hank Hill is my best friend. I get going along with Davio, and God, I was Boots. I was in Storks. Jasper. In Jasper, I was Storks, and in Storks I was dead. And there was this accident. It's a true story. There was an accident, and in Storks, they stole the baby that I was supposed to deliver, and so I started screaming, "My baby, my baby, my baby," to this lady, right? So there was this car accident. This car actually flipped over, and I ran to the car, and this lady was yelling, "My baby, my baby, my baby." I swear to God, I thought, oh, she recognized me from stores. I was so, and then I look, oh no, there's a baby in back. And I ended up getting this baby out of the car. But I was so embarrassed because of you idiot.
Thank you.
Danny, I enjoyed doing the Spy Kids film, and I'm enjoying the Spy Kids film. So, I know there was a Snickers Super Bowl commercial where Machete is in the Brady Bunch. What was it like filming that Super Bowl commercial?
Well, Machete was... Which one?
You were in a Snickers commercial.
Oh, yeah.
Super Bowl. Yeah, how was it filming that?
That was awesome. That was for the Super Bowl. And,
I was laughing when I saw it.
wait a minute, I played, that one I played, God, what did I played a girl.
Oh, yeah, Marsha.
Marsha.
Hungry, yeah.
Yeah, because Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
Steve Buscemi walked on Marsha.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's bounce over here. I think we'll try to get through these as quick as possible. Your name and then a short question, if we can. Over here.
Hi, my name is Angie. Danny, you are amazing. Big fan. You are so badass. What is your favorite mode of transportation? Like, I don't mean transit, but are you a motorcycle guy? Are you a car guy, fast car? Are you a Jeep guy?
I have a 1965 Buick Riviera. On bags, I love bouncing that around, and I got a beautiful special construction motorcycle that was on the cover of Easy Rider about 4 years ago.
That's wicked. Right on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Those are my modes of transportation.
The best kind.
Thank you. Over here.
Hi, Danny. My name's Brandon. I grew up with all the first three Spy Kids, but I only saw them once. But I have to ask, is Machete related to Spy Kids, and do I have to watch the original Spy Kids to understand Machete?
Great question.
It's funny because we did, me and Robert talked about Machete when we did, God, what was it? The first, Desperado. Right? We talked about, let's do this Machete. And then when we did Spy Kids, we named him Uncle Machete. And so through the movie, he was always Uncle Machete's spy gear. And then when he did Grindhouse, we put in the fake trailer for Machete. When we came out of the theater after Grindhouse, everybody started yelling, let's do Machete. That's how Machete came about.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Hi, Danny. My name is Mandy, and I just want to tell you that one of the best death scenes you had was in Heat.
Wow. That was the iconic death scene of this century.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody kind of like relates to that. My mom and my daughter can't watch it. They'll break it into. They always say that's the way you live. You can't.
It's definitely one of those scenes I can watch over again.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I think we have 2 more questions, and I think we can fit them in under 60 seconds. Let's find out. Over here, hello.
Hi there, my name is Murad. I have a question about that chest tattoo. Is it Salma Hayek, and what's the story behind it?
Salma Hayek loves my chest tattoo. Absolutely.
And what's the story behind it?
So the story behind it is I had that done before probably her mom was born, you know, but it just looks like her, you know, and when she saw it, she goes, my God, that looks like me. And so I said, it is you. But she's the nicest, she's unbelievable.
And how was it working with her?
We're out of time, unfortunately.
Keep your eyes off her. Yeah, she's really nice and really beautiful. One more question.
Yes. Thank you for that question. This is our last question. Thank you, everybody, for your questions. Though, over here, what is your question? Who you are?
My name is Matthias. I'm planning on, for post-secondary, planning on studying performance arts. I was just wondering if you had any tips or advice for acting.
Remember your lines and don't bump into the furniture.
Got it.
Danny,
thank you, man. Thank you. You're doing great.
Thank you, my friend. You know, what I love is that again, you know, with the 4-decade-long career, you are, you know, now in music, you're a restaurateur. I think that overall, what we can feel here today is that the passion for your work and your family and the joy is really what keeps you doing what you do. And we love what you do. So thank you so much, Danny.
And check out Trey